Dr. Kahan, let's talk about toenail fungus and the effect it can create, but more importantly, actually, I would like to talk to you about the treatment. I've heard there have been advances made, and I've heard that people, even though they have it, are reluctant to go to it because they have had kind of failed or cumbersome treatments before. I've heard from them, from their parents, and thus they kind of go, I gotta live with it. And apparently that's not true anymore. Tell us about it.
Here's my motto about toenail fungus. You no longer have to live with it anymore. 100% of the time, no. But I'll tell you what, the advancements in toenail fungus treatment, which include laser treatment, especially over the last 12 months or so, I tell you what, they overshadow, for the most part, the treatments that have been done over the past 2 to 2.5 years, which were laser also, but the advancements for that embarrassing, horrid-looking, I don't want to go out. I mean, I got patients, they don't even want to go outside. They won't wear sandals anymore. And we're talking about men and women. It's amazing. They come in and it's hard for me to comprehend somebody that will not put on a sandal, won't go to the beach, won't go to the poolside because their toenails have fungus on them. But after treating thousands of them at this point, I guess I understand.
I mean, if you look at the ladies, I mean, the ladies don't necessarily wear, well, maybe that's what you call a sandal, but basically an open, nice, beautiful shoe, maybe a high heel or whatever. Anyway, ladies like to wear open, nice shoes and et cetera. And, they must be falling into that category, even if it's inside.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So anyway, as far as treatment today goes, the advancements in the toenail fungus arena are tremendous. We currently do have one of the most technologically advanced lasers that's available to the public. And we're talking about, a 5-minute to 20-minute treatment. You walk in, you walk out. There's no downtime. There's no loss. There's no downtime at all. Period. There's no discomfort. The only problem is the results don't show up till a few months and not tomorrow, but the results are there. And we have the pictures, the before and after pictures that you can see on our sites. And we're talking about a problem that affects 50, 60, 70 million people, and they thought they have to live with this problem. Guess what? You don't have to live with nail fungus anymore because it is very treatable.
People. That's more people than people have dentures. But let me pick up on something you said here. You say it takes 2 to 3 months to show, basically. A little bit like taking vitamins. You don't necessarily get the effect right away. In fact, you might see those even much, much later. But the point is, it takes 2 to 3 months, you say, to show, which means you said that people are reluctant to then go out on the beach and wear scandals. So we're now in December. So if in spring you want to go and look good when you want to hit the beach and the open shoes, you better do it now. Is that what you say?
You better start treatment early on. You better hit it by the end of summer, fall, winter at the latest, if you want to look down and see pretty toes by June or July. And so, toenails grow very slowly, 1 millimeter. Go look at a ruler. Each one of those marks is maybe a millimeter long. The toenails grow very slow, but the effects of the laser will show well before the nail completely grows out. The color looks better. The greenness, the thickness will usually go away much sooner than the nail will completely grow out. So you'll feel much better a few months down the road, yes, but you do need to get started on it early. Give yourself a good 6 months advance notice before you see the positive results.
It seems to be how our Creator created life. A farmer just simply can't eat just because he was planting some seeds today. A person like you cannot reap the rewards of helping people and making money being a doctor without first having gone 8 years or more than that to school if you count everything. So it just seems to take the time. Now, let's switch the topic a little bit. Actually, we stay on fungus, of course. If a fungus isn't corrected, if the person says, screw it, I wear bad socks, I don't go to the beach, and, I live in Minnesota, who cares? Anyway, so the person doesn't want to fix it for whatever reason. What is he bargaining for?
For the most part, most people don't have much of a problem. However, there's enough cases where as the nail starts to thicken, that's pressure. Well, pressure causes sores, and it can cause infections underneath the nail itself. So sometimes a person might put a shoe on.
Isn't the fungus in itself an infection? I mean, I may be mistaken, but isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, sure it is. It is an infection, and the fact that it's only in your nail doesn't mean it can't spread to your skin. So they can get an athlete's foot type infection. We're talking about the same fungus that's in the toenail that causes athlete's foot, or the dryness, cracking, redness that occurs in between the toes that people think they only get from the gym or the shower floor. But you can get it from your own nail fungus too, of course. And if that's not treated, that's probably more severe if not treated than the nail fungus itself, because you can end up with a secondary infection from the athlete's foot, because that's in the skin, and that gets broken. That the skin breaks down quicker than the nail does itself. The nail, usually, if it gets thick, it gets uncomfortable when somebody puts their shoe on. They can thin it down, and occasionally you get a sore. And like you say, yeah, the nail fungus is an infection, but it can cause a secondary infection on the nail bed and in the skin as well. So yeah, you don't want to totally ignore it. Absolutely not.
Got it. All right, but it's at the same token not immediately, so to say, all that life-threatening or bad. It's mainly an appearance thing, and that's why it could and should be fixed, and it can be fixed nicely, decent, and the fixing itself is fast, even though it does take a few months for the result to show. Thank you very much, Dr. Kahan. Very enlightening, like always.